Right, hello everyone, Krydax here. Welcome back to our Satisfactory gameplay. Hopefully it will be a satisfying stream indeed, because we have black gold, also known as oil, and we're going to be refining that today. So, for all of you here on Twitch, welcome, and for those of you watching the VOD on YouTube at a later date, welcome as well. Catch me live on Twitch, sporadically on weekends, and Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And then other random nights that I feel like streaming too, as bonuses. But that's what I'm committed to at least. So, our first goal with oil is going to be a platform to actually process oil on. And I want it to be close-ish to the base, but we kind of want to make a new section. I think I will extend the first level of the factory, which is this one. And I'll delete these later, or at least make them into something that looks a little prettier. Of course, that goes directly through a belt. But I just want to make sure that we have basically a connection point, so if we ever decide to hook them up later, they're not going to be out of whack with each other. And I think what I'll do is make a few more stackable poles. We'll go from there to here. Oh, I need to turn off my preview here and close this window. Okay. Hopefully that's still all working properly. If there are any issues with the stream, you'll just have to let me know. Okay, so I'll hook that up, and then that should give us some space to have the foundations go to the side. I just want to make sure they're lined up. Okay. Come out here a little farther. I guess I could be on top of this. That would be a lot easier. So I'm planning on making the oil kind of in this area, and we'll leave some space underneath it for pipelines and belts and all that good stuff. But we'll build out this way. I missed. Okay. I probably have enough foundation. And I really wish you could just hold the mouse button and it would build in a straight line. I wonder if there's a way to use the slide jump to do this faster. I guess if I was really good at dexterity, maybe. I built an extra foundation that I do not want. Go away. Okay. Alright, this is gonna take a hot second, but I think I'm gonna try to do 10 by 10. Let me fix something on stream real quick. Okay. So we have plenty of glass foundation. Not too worried about that. Or concrete. Sorry, we're building glass foundations. We have plenty of concrete to build the 100 that I want. So we're just hanging out, being a cool dude. And I feel for the actual factory engineer, just like running back and forth, placing all this down, thinking to himself, man, wouldn't it be nice if I could build bigger foundations? Or have a blueprint for a block of foundations? actually, I don't want to go any farther because that's starting to overlap with that one. So I maybe want to build a little bit more on this end. And I don't know if this is 10 by 10, but I think it's enough for now. Ooh, and the mammoth's done. Let's see what juicy research we've unlocked. Ah, nothing good. I've already mentioned I don't really care about the project assembly objects, and fine concrete is something that takes quartz and turns it into concrete, which is really not what you need to be doing. And I mean, look at that production rate. 25 per minute in an assembler, it's horrible. Like, compared to wet concrete, which at least produces at 80 per minute, this is just all three of these are horrible. But I'm probably, if I'm likely to do anything, which one am I the most likely to do? Probably the plastic smart plating, just because it makes the production rate so much higher. It goes up to 5 per minute instead of 2 per minute. So that is maybe one reason I might use it, since I'll probably have plenty of plastic anyway. And we will research our last hard drive, which is really sad because I still haven't gotten either of the big recipes that I'd really like. But we can focus on oil right now. So I need a bunch of motors and... or sorry, that's not a refinery. Okay, refineries need motors and encased beams as well. And then I'll go grab a bunch of sheets. And I'll grab some more concrete while I'm over here. But I'll need a little bit of everything. I can also get rid of... forgot that I collected a bunch of stuff here. Don't need food, organs, leaves, wood, slugs, coal. Everything else is okay. We've got plenty of iron plates. We'll take some more rods. Plenty of reinforced plates. Wires are good. We'll hold some more copper sheets because we're going to be building a lot of pipes. We've got plenty of cables. Don't need quartz. Motors, I'll take 3 stacks of, and industrial beams, I'll take 2 stacks of. Modular frames, I think we don't need any of those. Belts. Who knows when I'll need rotors. Take another batch of pipes. And we'll grab some more steel beams just because that's Mark III belts. Should do it. So we've got up to 600 oil. That's a lot of oil per minute. And all of that is going to go into refineries. So I think we'll just kind of start right here and look at our options. So we kind of have a lot of the alternates that we've already seen. Generally, you add water to something and it becomes a lot more efficient, but it takes more power, sometimes more time, but productivity is great. And then we can make fuel and polymer resin. We can make residual plastic, residual rubber, which are ways to use polymer resin. And then we can make rubber and plastic directly. So I'm not really sure which one I need more of, to be honest. I wonder... let's jump... not that. Let's jump into the Krydax and look at a couple things. So... heavy modular frames don't even need anything with oil. Circuit boards need plastic. So I'll probably be making plastic. And then rubber, at least currently, isn't used in a million things. So what I'll do is I will make residual rubber, and we'll just use the polymer resin that we're getting plus water. Although I don't know where I'm going to get water. It looks like, yeah, I think I can get water from right over there, where the waterfalls are starting. And then, yeah, so we'll start with plastic. Each one of these can make up to 30 per minute. So 10 of these would only handle one pipe still. I'm just going to start with 5, because that will be plenty, I think. Making plastic. That's quite a bit of plastic. That's 100 per minute on plastic, which could handle how many circuit boards? That would be able to handle 25 per minute on circuit boards. I think that's enough for now, at least. We can always expand this. And then we want to input just crude oil, and then we output heavy oil residue. Oh wait, didn't I see polymer resin? Where was I coming up with that? I can also just directly make heavy oil residue and polymer resin. Heavy oil residue can be used to make fuel, and then fuel and plastic can make rubber. So there's a lot of different loops, and I don't currently have any calculators in front of me set up. So if I'm remembering correctly, this alternate for heavy oil residue is actually pretty good. When you combine that with the diluted packaged fuel, you can get an absurd amount of fuel. Because, I mean, let's just look at it. So 3 oil, or yeah, is going to get you 4 heavy oil residue. And that is going to get you 8 diluted packaged fuel. So 3 crude to 8 fuel. Whereas if you just make fuel, you do 3 crude to 2 fuel. So unless I'm missing something, you're quadrupling the fuel output. Or sorry, that's 6 heavy oil, not 6 crude oil. If you make fuel directly from crude, you get 2 fuel per 3 crude. Yeah. And this is gonna, just by adding in water, this is gonna get you 8. So you get quadruple the efficiency. And you still get polymer resin to boot. You actually get more polymer resin going that route as well. You add in a little bit of processing, but man, that's way better. And this makes 4 fuel per 6 seconds. This will make 4 fuel per 4 seconds, so slightly faster, but you will need to package the water, is the problem. So anyway, enough chit-chatting. Let's get to producing. So we're going to need our pipeline set up here. And unlike splitters, it doesn't give you the little purple lines, which is not my favorite. But I think that's enough space, right? Yeah, we can just set up the crude oil in front of each of these. Oh, now it gives me the line. That's weird. So why is it not showing the line? But if I jump up here, it does. That feels like some sort of glitch. That's super weird. Okay, let's pick these up. No, I'm not leaving any room for, you know, physical item inputs. I mean, I guess liquid's physical. I guess I mean solid item inputs. Things that would be on a conveyor. But that's because I don't think I'm gonna change this up. If I need other oil products, I can just make that. Where did that get built? How did that get there? Okay, so we need a ramp down. And I will have the oil. So I don't want it to go down and back up, is the problem. Because if it goes down and back up, then we actually are going to need to use pumps again. So I'd like to bring the oil in on a straight line. Which I think we can do. Because it already has the elevation that it needs. Perfect. Alright, and I do want to build a few pillars. I forgot to do this a minute ago. Just to make it look kind of nice. So we'll build the base there. And then I can never decide if I like the top to be in the total corner or near the edge, and it has a little bit of overhang, but we'll go with the corners for now. Also, I'm just now noticing the glass foundations, the lines in the middle are going different directions. And I don't know if I had any control over that or not. Okay, so this needs to be base. Middle, middle, middle. Base. I think right about here is good. There was an extra foundation over there. I just like the way this looks. I think it's nice. I need to build some more over there. Okay, and then finally we'll just have a little pillar right here. Not right there. There we go. Okay. So now it at least doesn't completely defy physics. You know, there's some amount of structural support. I don't know if you guys have played Valheim, but there's a kind of a system in Valheim that makes sure the buildings that you're building are structurally sound, at least to some level. Like, you can't just build sky bridges to nowhere. And I actually like that a lot. I think this needs to be over another space. But I feel like Satisfactory could actually... not quite far enough. I don't know, I feel like Satisfactory could be cool if it had a system like that. It would definitely make building your factory more difficult, so it could even maybe be an option. I wish there was a half pillar. Because I don't really think there's a way... Because if I build it there, it's too... definitely too high. And if I build one more pillar, it's too low and mostly underground. So I think what I might do is actually build the base, and then I'll just build a foundation underneath it. That looks slightly better. Alright, so let's bring in our crude oil without... What? Man, you are not welcome here. Go away. Get off my bridge. Okay, stackable pipeline. Start it here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go up a couple more. The reason is, again, to not lose verticality when I already have the verticality. So we're going to link up a little bit higher here. And that gives me more room to play with later. Even though it may look a little weird. Okay, so how far can we get? Right here. Alright, and then how far can we make this one go? Most of the way. And then I'll build one more right at the entrance here. Probably means this one should be a little more in the middle, otherwise it'll look weird. I'm finally learning how to use the group deconstruction. Okay, so we've got oil up there. And I think what I will do, we'll have this one basically I'm gonna build a small pipe just for the purpose of the junction. I could make it vertical, that would look a little weird. We'll do the sideways junction. We'll put one up there too. And then I'll deconstruct these guys. Yeah, that's what I thought. I actually need to go out a little bit farther because those little stubby pipeline sections can actually mess things up. So, and I couldn't deconstruct it because it was inside of the junction. So I'll still build the junction as close as we can to here. And then I'll just deconstruct this stuff. Perfect. And then we'll use the bottom pipeline going out the right side. And I want to use this vertical design. It looks more factory-ish. And we've got plenty of flow rate. And now I need to power these bad boys up. Where does the power connect to? Comes out the front there. So I'll put some power poles off to the side, maybe. We may need to move those later, but we'll see. Power you up, and then we'll connect this to power. I don't really know where I'm going to build anything, so we'll just go there. And then that can just attach to whatever. Sweet. Alright, well, we have made our first plastic. Oh no, don't fall. Okay. We've officially made our first plastic, and I need to select the recipe on all these. Alright. Look at that. It's a thing of beauty. And I need to check. Oops, wrong hotkey. Packaged fuel requires packaged water. How do I make packaging? I guess I don't have that unlocked yet. So there's a couple things that I'm thinking here. One, we have to deal with this heavy oil residue. And so heavy oil residue, unlike FNEI in Minecraft, you can't just right-click on it to see what it's used in. Heavy oil residue is used in what? I think right now fuel is the only thing we can make with it. Or petroleum coke. And petroleum coke is used in a few things, so we could... I'm trying to think. Because we could just use the awesome sink to get rid of all the petroleum coke. But I'd really like to do this packaged fuel recipe and that way we can have a bunch more power for our base to kind of get enough power for the next phase, where we're going to build a lot more manufacturing and then put power shards, and these take 30 megawatts each, which is quite a bit more than other buildings. So I'm going to run back to the hub real quick and see what it is that we can do with a little bit of plastic and rubber. And did the MAM finish? It did. Ooh, okay. So turbo heavy fuel is a more efficient alternative to fuel. And it uses heavy oil residue and compacted coal. So that's where we would send coal and sulfur. Then we've got recycled plastic, which is kind of the recycled rubber alternative that combines fuel and rubber to make plastic. For completeness, I kind of want recycled plastic, and we don't have sulfur yet anyway, so I'm not going to do turbo heavy fuel. And I'm really sad because we're out of hard drives, and we need to go on another long journey to collect more. But back to here, computers, we can unlock. This is what I need, is the packager. So we need 25 heavy modular frames and 200 plastic, and then 3,000 wire. Just seeing that I'm gonna need 3,000 wire makes me want to remove the limits on this guy. I'll just let him fill up over time. But we also need heavy modular frames, which I have those already. So that's nice. So we just need 200 plastic, which I probably have already made. And then I'll need to put items on conveyors once I have plastic and rubber and bring those over here. And, this sounds kind of weird, but another reason it's nice to send all of your heavy oil residue into making this packaged fuel rather than liquid fuel is if you make the liquid fuel, there's no priority splitting for liquids. And so what we can do is we can use priority splitters or smart splitters to send all of this fuel to our fuel generators first, and then if we ever have extra, we just send it into the awesome sink. And that way we can just get points from our awesome sink. Okay, so plastic, we're gonna have mergers coming out this way. Let me get that distance. And I do actually think this power line is going to be in the way of pipes, but we'll see. Did I do this the right way? Yeah, okay. We'll connect up all these conveyor belts. And then we'll have plastic. And of course the power poles are in the way. Move them back a little bit here. And bam, that should do it. Okay, so we've got plastic. For now, I'm just gonna plop down a storage container, which is organization. We'll take that back to the main base later. But for now, we just want that to start building up. And then we need to handle the liquids. So I think if I build the pipes where this is kind of halfway, like right on the edge of the merger, that works out okay. And we'll go up 2 squares. And then we'll go across 2 buildings. I think it was right here. Yep. Up 2. Go across 2 buildings. Up 2. And then up 2. 1, 2. Okay, and then we need the junctions. Try to get it lined up as best as I can. I like straight lines with pipes. And then vertical, default, and conveyor 2D. I guess vertical's best looking. So we'll hook all these up, and now that we should be getting heavy oil. Yep, it's flowing in. Now I think these have a head lift of up to 10 meters. It doesn't actually say it, but I don't think I have to worry about pumping up as long as I don't go up too high. Okay, so we are producing how much? 10 per minute, so 50 heavy oil residue per minute. And how fast can we process that stuff? So I could just use, I could just make petroleum coke and send it into the awesome sink. That would be a quick solution. Or we can just make fuel. That seems like a better solution. I don't have fuel generators yet, though. And I can't do anything with fuel. Oh, wait, I can use fuel to make rubber. Or plastic. Well, that's kind of interesting. Since I'm already making plastic, I could use this recipe. But does that ratio work out? So if you make regular plastic, you get 2 plastic and 1 heavy oil, which makes 2/3 of a fuel. And they have to come in equal numbers. So 1 plastic, or 2 plastic and 2/3 of a fuel is not going to be the right ratio. So if we did the recycled rubber, we would be using 1/3 of our plastic and all of our fuel from heavy oil. But then using 1/3 of our plastic would actually make equal parts rubber. That's kind of interesting. So for now, just to get rubber going, I am going to, and I won't need it in large numbers. So we're just going to set this to make fuel from the heavy oil. I think that's all I need. And then we're going to send that fuel into this bad boy. And he is going to make recycled rubber. And we're going to bring the plastic from a splitter. All the way over here. Bam. Okay, so this way we can at least make some amount of rubber. We will flesh out more of that later, but right now I don't even know how much rubber I need. So the good thing is this can process all of the heavy oil that we need. Can this process all of the fuel? Let's see. We've got 50 heavy oil, so 5/6 makes... Here, 5/6. How about 100 times 5/6? Okay, so that's how much fuel we're actually making. 33.333. And this cannot quite handle it, so we will up this to 67. So that can use all of the fuel being produced. And this is something I haven't talked about before, but whenever you can, when you know you're not going to be using 100% of the clock speed, you can underclock at will to like 35, and then it'll use less power per item. Now, it looks like I'm saving a ton of power. It dropped from 30 down to 24. But you also have to realize it's only going at 87.5% speed, and it's taking about 80% of the power. So it doesn't save me like the full 20% that it looks like, but it does save you some percentage. And then rubber will have go up, have it go over here. I think we need one more square of space. And then I want that to go into a container as well. Okay, that's clipping. We do not want clipping. So let's fix that. That's better. And we've got rubber and plastic. Huzzah! Okay, so we'll take all the plastic. We'll take all the rubber. And we'll be happy knowing that we're only using 1/4 of the crude oil for all of that we're bringing in. And I really want the jetpack. I'm telling you guys, that's what I'm pushing for. Jetpack and Mark IV belt. Once we have those, there's nothing that can stop us. We're also going to need computers sooner or later. But for now... Can I just research the jetpack? I can. But I need to be able to package fuel. So I'm going to start with this. So 25 modular frames. And a gamillion wire. Can I even hold 3,000 wire? I can't. Let's get rid of plastic. 3,000 wire is quite a lot. 6 stacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We do need some plastic. Okay, unlock the milestone. Bam, 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 bam. Launch. Ka-ching. That's wonderful.
Milestone reached. Fluids can now be packaged to allow for transportation via vehicle and conveyor belts. Additionally, highly improved biofuel can now be produced.
Okay, so the packager, this is a new building. Didn't exist before. Has a belt and a pipe input. And you can both package and unpackage things. And as far as I'm aware, it's just a 1-to-1 ratio. 1 cubic meter of liquid plus a package equals a packaged cubic meter thing. And then you can undo it the same way. Sweet. Okay, so what I want to do now... Well, we do need to set up packaging. Is that in a constructor? I assume? Yeah, empty canister. So you make that out of plastic. So that's easy. And I'll go ahead and make some changes over here so we can start packaging some fuel. And once the pod returns, I think I can just research jetpacks. Let me make sure I know what the requirements are for that. And I think we can get jetpacks, y'all. That's gonna be sick nasty. Select milestone. Jetpack, select. So we need 25 computers, but thanks to my exploration, we have them. So that's the one place where exploration really pays off, is being able to hit milestones before you have to craft things. Because computers require a lot of things that I have not even started building yet, namely circuit boards. Okay, so we'll take this stuff. I feel like it's kind of bad that we're using half to make rubber, because then that actually ends up making twice as much rubber. So we ended up accidentally making more rubber than plastic. But that's fine. Okay, so we're going to want to make, first off, a constructor using plastic to make canisters. Empty canisters, and I don't know what those stack to, but I'm probably gonna wanna... Okay, yeah, that's right. Storage containers don't need power. I probably wanna fill up some of these slots. Okay, we'll do that. We'll fill up 8 slots with these empty canisters. And then we can start canistering fuel. So we will need... Oh yeah, there's also these blue buffers that you can create. But we need production packager. I'll place it right here. We're gonna split the pipeline. And then I will just hand feed this some canisters so that it can package fuel. Dump that into a storage container. Okay, that should work. I need another power pole. The other problem is we're using the fuel here, and this is filling up first. So I actually want to slow this down. Maybe like 60% clock rate. Hopefully that will help this guy back up with fuel. Yeah, it's down to 18 per minute. Okay. So then this is going to start seeing some fuel soon. This pipe will have to fill up a little bit first. So this may have to back up. But that'll happen sooner or later. And then we can start flying around in the jetpack, which will be very nice. take some rubber. And currently the canisters are taking up all my plastic, so we'll maybe just have 3 stacks of canisters for now. And then we can unlock the jetpack. So I'll start by taking a stack of canisters, and we will put that in the packager. So once the fuel starts coming in, which will happen, this is up to 45. And then we will start getting packaged fuel, and I will be a happy man who can fly around in his jetpack. So the pod's back in 40 seconds. We will make our way back to base. I guess technically we're already at the base, but, you know, the main part of the base, the hub, I guess you could call it. Man, I'm really bummed about all the hard drive researches we got. I was really hoping there's a big one for encased industrial beams, and there's a big one for the heavy modular frames, and I didn't get either of those. And those end up just saving you so much iron and steel. I might do another hard drive hunt, actually, because there's a piece of me that really doesn't want to build a huge setup when I just know that I'm going to change it later. Okay, we'll grab some computers. Bam, didn't have to do any work for those. That feels good. Although I guess I did the work of exploring, so you could say that that paid off a little bit. And motors, if I can remember where they are. Here? No. Which, can't find anything in this base. Okay, so we need 100. There we go. Ready for launch. Milestone unlocked.
R&D inflated
Jetpack.
your pocket dimension and has provided a jetpack, which operates on oil-based fuel, for increased navigational capabilities as well as odds of survival.
Okay, and we need 15 circuit boards, which I can just handcraft. So we'll make 15 of these bad boys, and we will be jetpacking around after we go get some fuel. There's also a really good recipe for circuit boards. I believe that uses a little bit of silica that I would prefer to have as well. Ooh, here we go. Guys, this is the moment. This is the moment we've been waiting for. Everything up till now has been pointless. Ta-da! Oh, it even gives you a tiny bit of fuel. Forgot. You cannot equip the Blade Runners and the jetpack at the same time. You can, if you're really fast, you can do like a crouch jump and then switch to your jetpack while you're in the air, like this, and then fly, so you can maintain that faster speed. But I always tend to get a lag spike right when I try to do that and then fall to my death, so we're going to avoid that if possible. And we're going to run out of that first fuel package pretty quick. But we have some fuel, so that'll refill, and there we go. So we have a jetpack. Yay! Oh, I'm so much slower without Blade Runners, though. I forgot what it was like. So what I like to do is set up, and I guess I don't have it hotkeyed, but the logistics. Little conveyor pole. So I set up like 1 or 2 foundations worth here, and then I connect it up. And then what I'll do is I will jump on top, glide jump off, and then you can jetpack with that increased speed to wherever you want to go. And I just landed on top of the miner and lost all my speed, but it's a super handy way to get around. It's kind of my go-to way. I think it's just as fast as hypertubes, and it doesn't take any power. So, generally places where I leave, you know, for example, like whenever I leave this area, I'll always run past this. And I can make it a little bit longer for simplicity, but yeah, that way you can get some extra speed going. And jetpack your way to wherever you want to go. You can see just how easy this makes it to get around the factory. So, very happy about that. And I gotta think about what to do next. I need circuit boards, I need computers, I need heavy modular frames, I need to unlock manufacturers in the first place. But I think I'll start with circuit boards. And I think I'll bring in plastic from the oil refinery. And we'll process it on this level. Oh yeah, I forgot you can jetpack your way up to build a little faster. So if I have an assembler, how many circuits can that build per minute? 7.5. Okay. So I'll settle for 15. And so that needs 30 copper sheets per minute, which is probably not... Oh, see, and if you fall off of things, you can just jetpack your way back up. Can't do that without a jetpack. Okay, so how many constructors is that? 10 per minute. I could also bring in water into the alternate recipe for copper sheets. This one, which is twice as efficient. But that doesn't seem necessary right now. So 30 copper sheets, so I need 3 constructors making copper sheets. I'm just going to extend this a little bit. I'll just have to not build anything that's super tall right underneath it. And so we can put our constructors here. These will all be copper sheets. Splitter. We'll have the copper come in from the back on a conveyor lift. Oh yeah, you can't easily jump on top of splitters anymore either without the blade runners. I've had many a debate online in the forums and stuff with there's kind of two chains of thinking when it comes to should you be allowed to equip blade runners and jetpack at the same time. Some people are like, well no, you shouldn't be able to because they're each a mobility upgrade and you have to choose, and that makes for interesting gameplay. And I am on the complete other side of the argument where I feel like, how on earth is that interesting gameplay? You spend all this time unlocking a new thing and then you have to give up the old thing, when what players really want is to have both things. And who knows, I mean, there may actually be an unlock later in the game for new equipment that I don't even know about, but last time I played, you just had to pick. And I personally don't find that super fun. Like, I want the Blade Runner and the jetpack. Why can't I have both? One of them goes on my legs, one of them goes on my back. Doesn't really make sense why I have to pick, but here we are. So we'll grab another 100 of the packaging things just so that I can have fuel next time I stop by. But 100 fuel lasts you a while. Like when I go on a long expedition, I usually only take like 200 or 300 fuel, and that lasts me as long as I need it to, so. Okay, so we need copper ingots. How many? I need 60. So let's go back down to our copper, which is way back this direction. I don't have any belts to jump off of. I'm gonna make one. Okay, so copper is this way. I currently only have 3 smelters going. One's not even getting used. So I guess I'll just smelt a little bit right here. This walkway's in the way. I want to make another smelter. Do I even need walkways anymore? I've got jetpacks. Who needs it? Okay, so we'll hook up our splitters. Copper ingot. And the 60 will go into a merger. How does that not hook up? I'm sure that's 1 square farther back than I originally had it. That's better. Hook this up to power. And then, what is this? A Mark II belt? So this can't handle 120. I have to check my copper mines. Did I upgrade these to Mark II ever? I did not. Oh, but they're both getting 60 already. So we currently have 120 copper ore. Oh, because I overclocked it. I could get some shards back. I'll just leave well enough alone for now. So then we've got our copper coming right here. You know what I would really love is a ceiling based, I don't think it exists, but like a little thing that hangs from the ceilings that holds conveyor. Basically a stackable conveyor pole that builds downwards from the ceiling. That would be sweet. But what we'll do is we'll just build this up as high as it goes. And then we'll have that go kind of across the factory. Which can go about this far. So we'll stack some conveyor poles underneath this guy. Actually, looks like that's just about level, so we'll stick with that. And then go over to this end where we're not really doing anything. I missed that last one. Copper ingots coming on over. And let's take our bounce pad. Where do I even need them? I need them way over there. So I think I'll have them come to right here. I'll just build that to set the direction so I can build the conveyor lift down a few squares. And then I gotta connect that to that over there. Guess I can bring it right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Connect up the conveyor belt. Bam. Jetpack our way up. I love jetpacks. It just makes getting around your base so much easier. And then we need to connect the iron iron, copper. Sorry, I don't know what got in me. We'll connect it up to here. And we'll actually get a square of height right out of the gate. Because otherwise we'll be in the way. Okay. And then this guy needs to go up a square. I'm just kidding. I have it coming out the back. I can just connect to the back. That's fine. Okay. And then connect up our power poles. And there we have it. 60 copper sheets, 2 smelters, 3 constructors. Or 30 copper sheets from 60 ingots. Beautiful. And now we just need 60 plastic. Gotta build myself a little launching site. These get way better once you have Mark IV belts. They're decent at Mark III, but with Mark IV belts, you can go like hundreds of meters on one launch. Especially if you do the Blade Runner trick, it's absurd. Because Blade Runners launch even faster. But I digress. What did I come over here for? Oh, plastic. How much per second? I have 100 plastic per second. Minus the rubber. Which I'm currently using a maximum of what? 18 plastic. I keep saying per second, I meant per minute. So I'm using at most 18 plastic out of 100. Is that right? I think that's right. And the heavy oil is going to start backing up because I need to start getting rid of all this fuel. I'm trying to think. Because if this is at full, we're using 30 plastic. Oh, I guess that's fine, because that's only using 30 out of 100. So we still have 70 left over, which is enough to slowly build up and also provide what we need for the just for storage. So we want a splitter here. And I think the best way is going to be a stackable conveyor pole. We'll have kind of on the edge here. We'll send this up to the 4th layer. Climb up. And then jump off of this to get up here. So easy. And we'll have that come up on the edge. And now we just need some splitters. That should do it. We'll attach you. You go down, and then you go around. Merger for the copper sheets. Bingo, bingo, boingo. Attach plastic. Attach circuit, or copper sheets. Power up. Assemblers. Avengers, assemble. Okay. Where can I build this power pole? guess like right here. No matter where I build them, they always seem to be in the way. I can't avoid that. And then we will merge these bad boys. And we will work our way back to the industrial storage containers. I mean, do I even need... I might not. Circuit boards are used in a couple things, but mainly just used as an intermediate. So intermediates I don't really care about storing up somewhere. For now, we'll just throw it in a storage container so we can build up a few, but I can probably just grab a few hundred and that'll be enough for the rest of my life, unless I'm forgetting something. We'll mainly just use them to make computers. Speaking of computers, the recipe for computers. I don't remember what it is, so let's go check it out. We'll build another little launching point. Just jetpack our way down. Beautiful. So... right, I have to research this to find out. So I need 1,000 cables, 200 rubber, 100 motors. What I should do is bring plastic and rubber over to here. Maybe I'll do that next. So we need a bunch of cables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Set 100 motors. Okay, and then rubber, which I don't have a full amount of. Okay, so where should we launch from? Right here. Probably off the end of this area. I think we'll have a little launch pad right here with our Mark III belts. And we'll provide one going the other direction. It like a little jumping off pad as well. I wonder if we can get all the way to our plastic. I think we can. It's amazing what a jetpack can do. This is why I love jetpacks right here. Okay, so rubber is what I needed, I believe. So we'll grab a few stacks of that. And then launch our way back. You know what I also just thought of? Hold on. Hold the phone. Never tried this before. I don't know why. But how about jump pads configured to go almost purely horizontal? Maybe just a smidge up. How sick is this? Does it work? Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Forget. Well, the tier 4 belt might actually be faster. We'll have to see. Okay, industrial manufacturing is a go.
Milestone reached. The manufacturer increases production complexity. A critical look at production line logistics and efficiency is recommended during integration. The truck allows for increased efficiency in transportation, automated or otherwise. New project parts enable progress to the next phase.
So you can see how big these things are. Manufacturers are huge. They're pretty sweet though, in terms of the building. I think they look cool. But this is how we make stuff that requires more than a couple parts. So heavy modular frames, we will definitely need to automate. And there is a much better version of these that does not require screws, but here we are. And then computers, same story. I think it's Caterium computer is the good one. There's also quartz computer. I can't remember which one I like better. But computers require cables, plastic, circuit boards, and screws. So not very much iron. You know, circuit boards are already plastic and copper, and then it requires something that is copper, which is cables, and then plastic. So just lots of plastic and copper makes you computers. And then lots of iron, essentially, and steel makes you heavy modular frames, with a little bit of concrete thrown in. So we're going to need to get both of those automated, probably very slowly. Like, I might settle for just this, 2 per minute. Because we already have, I think, the steel pipes. I think we have 10 modular frames per minute. If I'm remembering correctly, we did do 10 per minute of those. And I'll just have all of those feed into heavy modular frames. For the simple reason of I'm never going to need millions of both. At least not right now. So we can just use our modular frame stuff to pour into the heavy modular frame stuff. I will need to up my encased industrial beam, which means we're going to need to up our steel production. And then screws, 200 per minute is actually not that bad. I could just make that out of steel beams, honestly. I might just do that. I mean, if you look at the alternate recipe 2 down there, I get 260 screws per minute. So that's just one constructor. Can't get me all of this. So I think I'll work on the modular beams potentially next. I feel like I'm forgetting something. What are the other milestones we've got here? So gas mask I will do at some point, and it gets us some more inventory, which is always handy. Especially now that we have to carry around fuel. This is what I really want. Conveyor belt Mark IV. So I need 100 computers. Do I have 100 computers? I do not. So I could handcraft 28 of them, potentially. How bad would it be to handcraft 28 computers? It wouldn't be the end of the world. 18 times 28. That's about 600 ticks. I might do that off camera in between episodes. Oh, we already have a bunch of circuit boards too. We can take those out. But yeah, I would really like to get that, what's it called? Expanded power infrastructure, mainly because conveyor belt Mark IVs are awesome and it lets us jetpack around the map much faster, and then fuel generators allow us to use fuel at whatever rate we want, which is kind of nice as a way to sink our fuel, to just kind of get rid of it, because it will always generate at its maximum rate, and then we can also obviously get extra power out of that. Speaking of power, I'm curious if we've started using our battery. No, we're very close though. Our oil production plus circuit boards has gotten us close to our 900 megawatts. So soon we will need fuel power. Anyway, but I think I will call it an episode here. I don't have a ton of time left, and, well, oh, we can do high-speed connectors. Let's do that real quick, and then we'll call it an episode after that. And I will build a launching station right here. I do think a launching station is actually still better than the jump pads once I get Mark IV conveyor belts. Mark IV conveyor belts are insanely fast. Alright, so Caterium. I'll take this quick wire. We'll use that as a launching pad. And then, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was researching high-speed connectors. Oh yeah, which allows us to get supercomputers. But that requires 50 computers, so we'll wait on that. Power Pole Mark III gives you 10 power lines, which is kind of crazy. I mean, I'll need it. But, okay, so I think we've done everything we want to do in this episode. We've got plastic and rubber automated, though not necessarily in large quantities. And in the next episode, I think I'm going to work on heavy modular frames, getting that going, and then once we get heavy modular frames automated, we'll try to get computers automated. And once we have those two, we can work towards kind of some of the more complicated tiers of technology, and maybe even working towards the next space elevator phase. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Like I mentioned earlier, you can catch me here live on Twitch. Make sure to follow to get the notifications when I go live. I'm planning on streaming Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and then over the weekend when I can. So, I will see you guys next time.